Have you ever looked at someone who lost a lot of weight and thought, wow, they must have it all figured out by now? In today's episode, I'm going to pull back the curtain on my own journey, what has worked, what hasn't worked, the unexpected struggles I've faced in maintenance, and the new tools that I'm using to support my health today. This is one of the most vulnerable and transparent episodes that I've shared, and I hope that it helps you to feel seen, understood, and empowered. This is episode number 202, Behind the Scenes of My Health Journey. This is the Healthy Real Food Podcast. I'm your coach, Erin Hart, a registered nurse and health coach who understands the struggle of feeling out of control around food and has walked the path of transformation, experiencing the miracle of sustainable weight loss with the sugar and flour-free lifestyle. If you are a woman who feels powerless against your cravings and is ready to live your life with more energy, mental clarity, and purpose, there is hope. Here we believe that with God, a mindset of unstoppability, and consistent execution of a winning strategy, anything is possible for you. So if you're ready to find freedom from food addiction, take control of your health, and pursue your dreams with renewed energy, support, and accountability, let's go. Hey, my friend. Welcome back to the Healthy Real Food Podcast. Today, I'm taking you behind the scenes of my health journey, past and present. If you have followed me for a while, you know that I've experienced a major transformation in my life. But what you might not know is that transformation, it wasn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing, evolving journey. And today I want to share some things that I've never shared publicly before. Just a few years ago, I was class 3 morbidly obese at 284 pounds back in 2020. And after a lifetime of struggle with binge eating disorder, I reached a new rock bottom where I didn't recognize myself in the mirror anymore. I felt depressed, powerless around food, and completely disconnected from my own body. As an ICU nurse and a mom of 3 little girls, I came home from those 12 to 14-hour shifts at the hospital and would just binge at night, every night, to cope with all the stress and emotions of life, all the exhaustion. I constantly put everyone else's needs above my own. But when I committed to a healthy, real food lifestyle, free from sugar and flour, everything changed. In less than a year, I lost 125 pounds. And I didn't just lose weight, I gained freedom, energy, confidence, and hope. When I started a healthy, real food lifestyle free from sugar and flour, I pictured myself skiing with my kids and climbing mountains. And in less than a year, those visions, that dream became my reality. And that's when I knew that I had to share this message of hope with others. Shortly after achieving maintenance, I shifted my career from a bedside nurse at the hospital to become a full-time weight loss and mindset coach, and have now helped over 100 women experience their own transformations with food and their bodies. But I really want to share with you my journey in maintenance. Maintenance is not the finish line, it's the beginning. And I think it's so important to remember that just like the dishes and the laundry, we are never actually done. Even after I reached my goal weight, the journey didn't stop for me, and I've been learning how to successfully navigate maintenance through trial and error, through my experience. And my journey has not been a straight line to success. I've had lots of bumps in the road and lots of successes too. And there are things that I know now that I really wish I would have known when I entered maintenance. So I want to share with you some of the lessons I've learned through the mistakes that I've made. I often find that the best teachers, the best learning opportunities are from making mistakes and having that compassionate curiosity and learning from it moving forward. So, one of the worst pieces of advice that was given to me when I got to maintenance was that it's okay to have a cheat meal once a week. But I knew that I never wanted to get back into the sugar and flour. and I haven't in the 5 years in maintenance, with only a handful of minor exceptions. But I thought that overeating every once in a while wouldn't affect me, but I was really wrong. I learned that casualness creates casualties. That casualness with my quantities led to weight creep. And through making this mistake, it was reinforced to me what my good friend Noreen Savage says. If you go back to your old ways, you go back to your old weight. Occasional casualness with quantities and maintenance led to fast weight creep for me. And even being on my maintenance plan, like 95% of the time, with these exceptions with quantities, partially because I was also introducing exercise to my habits, which made me hungrier and I was having trouble figuring out how much food to add to my plan. I don't think I added enough food to my meal plan. And then I'd have occasional binges from anxiety, stress of starting a business. Like all of these factors led to about 20 pounds of weight creep. And later I realized the science behind my mistake at the time. So here's why it's so easy to regain weight after weight loss. We think that when we lose weight, we lose fat cells, but that's not true. When you lose weight, your fat cells shrink, but they don't disappear. They don't go away. Gaining weight leads your body to create more fat cells, but we never lose them once we have them. And with weight loss, they shrink, but the infrastructure is still there. All the blood vessels, connective tissue, all the cells are still there. And your body doesn't like to live in a vacuum. It wants to fill them back up. And that's why intentionality in maintenance is so critical. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle. And I learned through this mistake that to lose weight and keep it off forever, we have to have that mindset that nothing changes in maintenance. The same habits that we adopted to lose weight in the first place must be maintained. We have to create a new identity. Your habits in maintenance are the same as they are in the weight loss phase. The only difference in maintenance is that you have more food in your plan. Your body is not meant to be on a weight loss plan for too long, and we have to transition to maintenance by adding in more food to your plan. Losing weight, it takes effort, but gaining it all back takes absolutely no effort at all. So you have to be really intentional with maintenance and then transition to maintenance. It's the most important part of the weight loss journey. So after learning this, after gaining this 20 pounds, I was distressed because I had started my health coaching business and I just felt pressure to maintain my weight loss, of course. So I quickly course corrected and practiced what I teach in my program, just constant course correction, compassionate curiosity, learning from our mistakes and moving forward, having that wisdom. So at that point, I decided, okay, well, I'm going to try to get this 20 pounds off. I returned to an aggressive weight loss meal plan. But I faced some struggles that I didn't expect this time, reapproaching weight loss, trying to return to a caloric reduction after my initial weight gain and dealing with all the stress from changing my career. It really triggered something that I hadn't dealt with in a while, high anxiety and binge eating. And after more than a year of food peace, I was back to overeating quantities occasionally. And it really scared me. I felt a little bit out of control. I tried to push through with willpower, but the truth is that I had underestimated my body's needs and overestimated my capacity under stress and neglected my mental health. So, binge eating for me was a big red flag, and I did not want to go down that path. I've had friends who have lost 150 pounds and gained all of it back and more, and I knew I didn't want to do that. I'd worked so hard to get to that point. So my goal at that point shifted from losing the 20 pounds I'd gained to just not binge eating. That became my main focus, not binge eating. And over the past 4 years, I've been learning to manage my anxiety and handle the stress of life without food. and I have occasionally struggled. The first couple of years after achieving maintenance, I gained another 25 pounds as I tried to navigate this. While building my coaching business and helping other women with weight loss and lifestyle transformation, I was always really transparent about my struggles as well. I just think it's so important to share not only our wins, but also our challenges, because it's through vulnerability that we can create an environment that combats shame, right? There is no room for shame or guilt in this community. And while we all strive for the A plus, we strive for 100%. We celebrate the B minus and we celebrate constant course correction. So remember, we never lose. We never lose. We either win or we learn. And that's the way I think about my program. My health journey hasn't been a straight line to success, like I said. But those experiences, making those mistakes, self reflecting, practicing compassionate curiosity has made me so much stronger and has really helped me to learn new tools to help me and to help my clients as well. Those first couple of years in maintenance, when I'd find myself eating off plan, because most of the time, 95% of the time, truly, I was feeling so strong. I was feeling so peaceful with my food. But when I found myself on the other side of my intentions, it helped me to see that I still had some inner work that needed to be done. So I got help. I started therapy. I worked with my doctor to go on medication for anxiety. I invested thousands of dollars in life coaching and support and slowly began to heal, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too. I added food to my plan to help control my binging and shifted my focus from weight loss, losing that 20 pounds I'd regained, to maintaining where I was. By doing that, my binge eating issues became fewer and farther in between and less severe. And now I'm back to feeling so peaceful with food. Even with the weight creep that I experienced, I still considered myself in my goal body. I think that once you achieve maintenance, you're always in maintenance and you're going to have those weight fluctuations. But I like the mindset that I'm still in my goal body because I can do everything that I want to do. I can climb mountains and snowboard. I am strong and active. I live a full life. But I also knew that I wanted to feel more comfortable in my body. And I knew I needed a different strategy to get back down to where I wanted to be. And I couldn't go back to that restrictive mindset that triggered binges for me. So a few months ago, after months of stability on my meal plan without binge eating on a maintenance plan, I was doing research for the podcast episodes about menopause and GLP-1 medications that really opened my eyes to some possibilities, some tools that could potentially help me. In the past year, I've started going through perimenopause with symptoms that were affecting my sleep, my metabolism, and recovery. I found that even when I would return to a caloric deficit, my body just was not responding to weight loss as it did before. So I talked with my doctor, and one of the changes that I've made in the last couple of months was starting menopause treatment. I started a low dose of hormone replacement therapy, which, if you are a woman over 40, if you are 5 to 10 years from menopause, either before or after, that's definitely a podcast that you don't want to miss. And you can go back and watch that one with some really great information, everything you need to know about menopause to optimize your hormones for healthy weight loss. And also, after doing extensive research on a different podcast episode about GLP-1 medication that came out a couple of months ago, and talking with my doctor about my goal of returning to my previous low weight and praying about it, I made the decision to try a GLP-1 medication myself. Like we talk about in the podcast episode, we talk about the risks and benefits, the science behind that. I really encourage you to watch that if you missed that episode. My main goal has been and still is to have a healthy relationship with food and not to binge, which I think is way more important than what we weigh. But up until this point, I've been skeptical about the use of GLP-1 medications for weight loss because of what I thought I knew about them. But my research really changed my mind about the use of these medications when used in conjunction with a healthy real food lifestyle and adopting habits that support lifestyle transformation, like we teach in this program. So I decided that to aid me in my goal of returning to a more aggressive weight loss meal plan for the purpose of losing the 45 pounds that I'd gained over the past 4 years and to help me with my main goal of not binge eating while on a reduced calorie plan, I would try these GLP-1 medications. So let me just be clear that this decision was not made lightly. I did a lot of research. I studied clinical data. I listened to expert interviews, talked to my doctor, prayed about it. And as a nurse with 17 years of hospital experience, I approached this from a place of caution and care. Like we talked about in the podcast from a couple of months ago about GLP-1 medications, these medications work in your brain and your stomach to reduce your hunger and cravings. And that's how they help you lose weight. The medications don't actually make you lose weight themselves. It's what you eat that makes you lose weight. So many people start these medications and still eat junk, just less junk, and they lose weight. Or they just pretty much can starve themselves on these medications because they're eating based off of their hunger cues, which can lead to muscle loss and unhealthy weight loss. But that is not how I recommend or am using these medications. My strategy with these medications is in conjunction with the healthy real food lifestyle that we teach in this program that is sugar and flour free with weighed or measured quantities and no snacking in between meals. So in my program, we customize meal plans to help you to meet your body's metabolic needs. And the goal is not weight loss, it is fat loss. We want to lose fat and maintain or build muscle during this process, which is super important for the longevity of us women as we age. So I recommend a 10 to 30% caloric reduction and a balance of macronutrients for weight loss. So for me personally, when applying this to myself, again, when I started this medication, I started back on a weight loss meal plan that had a more aggressive caloric reduction of like around 30% from what my body needs for maintenance. And that ends up being around 16 to 1800 calories on average. I don't count calories day to day, but we set up our meal plans to meet those calorie targets. And in the past, that caloric reduction would be a trigger for me for binge eating. But with tirzepatide, the medication I'm on, I've been able to tolerate this meal plan without the urge to binge eat. I have had a very positive experience from this medication. It has helped me to control my hunger and has decreased food thoughts and cravings. I started tirzepatide, which is also known as Wegovy, 6 or 7 weeks ago on the lowest dose. My goal isn't a magic fix. It's to support my lifestyle and reduce the food chatter, help me to return to more comfortable weight without triggering binge eating. And I've lost 14 pounds in 7 weeks. I haven't had any urges to binge. Past triggers that I've identified from previous experience binging, like family get togethers, vacations, being sick, I've been able to navigate those and feel so peaceful with food. My portions, they feel like they're enough. I'm not negotiating with myself anymore or adding extra bites or out of anxiety. I am exercising regularly, focusing on resistance training and building muscle. Like I said, I've been eating around 16 to 1800 calories a day with balanced macronutrients and hitting around 100 grams of protein a day. Most importantly, I feel really in control. And that to me is the real miracle. So I've done weight loss the natural way without medications and now with the medications. And both ways work, right? But for me at this stage in my journey, these medications are making weight loss easier for me. I don't think that weight loss medications are necessary for everyone, but I find that with the very full life I have and the amount of stress that I experience, this medication has been such a helpful tool. and an effective tool to help me to manage my binge eating disorder. So, not everyone is going to have the same experience that I've had. I've had an extremely positive experience. I haven't had any negative side effects, but I know friends and loved ones who have had intense diarrhea or constipation. It's made them very sick. And I wonder if there's a correlation with gut health and the side effects. Like, I've been living a healthy, real food lifestyle for 5 years now. And maybe that's why I don't have side effects when other people do. I don't know. Many people discontinue these medications just because it makes them feel so sick, but that has not been in my experience. If you're considering these medications, I feel really strongly that these medications must be paired with sustainable lifestyle changes, real food, mindset work, structured, balanced meals, exercise, especially resistance training, and emotional healing, and not using it as a quick fix or a fad diet. In my opinion, it's really better not to start them at all unless you're ready to make those lifestyle changes with them. So I'm using tirzepatide with a sugar and flour-free lifestyle, weighed and measured meals at meal times without snacking, daily movement and strength training, and emotional regulation and mindset coaching. That is the foundation, and the medication is just a scaffolding that supports it during that more intense weight loss phase. I've invested thousands of dollars in coaching in the past 6 weeks to help me with my mindset and emotional regulation. I invest in coaching too, you guys. I wouldn't ask you to do anything I'm not willing to do myself. Coaching, in my opinion, is essential if you are considering the use of these medications because we have to address the root cause of our issues with food, which for me has been a dysregulated nervous system. So, through coaching with my coaches, I'm learning more tools to help me to better handle stress and my emotions, which I'm so excited to share with you all in the future. That's where I am in my health journey. I maintain my commitment to a healthy, real food lifestyle. And I feel so hopeful about conquering binge eating once and for all and returning to my ideal body fat and weight range. I'm building muscle, reinforcing my habits. My plan is to stay on the medications using the minimum effective dose to just help me so I can stay consistent with my weight loss plan without binge eating until I get down to my goal and until I transition to maintenance and stabilize in maintenance with more food in my plan. And at that point, my plan is to taper off of the medication. And yeah, we'll go from there. Some people have questioned my decision to use these medications, and I totally get it. I've done this naturally for 5 years, and I still believe that a natural approach works, as evidenced by the thousands of people who have successfully done it that way. You don't need medication to be successful with sustainable weight loss. And if that's your conviction, I'd support you 100%. Learn from people who have done what you're trying to do, and that's the shortcut to success. I hope you learn from my mistakes. I hope you learn the importance of maintaining integrity with your quantities in maintenance. And I hope that's helpful for you so you can avoid the lessons I've had to learn the hard way. My recommendation is to attempt a healthy real food lifestyle and weight loss journey naturally first without the use of medications, because if you don't have to use the medication, don't use them. We can experience a lot of the same benefits of decreased hunger and cravings by freeing yourself from sugar and flour and bounding your quantities. But if you are doing that and you're struggling, this may potentially be a really helpful tool for you. Just as I teach in my program, there's no one size fits all meal plan. Your path is yours and you have to own your plan. So, just like I've prayed and studied to decide what's best for my body and my brain, I empower you to do the same. If you're struggling with food addiction, weight regain, binge eating, or navigating midlife health challenges and hormones, I would love to walk that path with you. In my program, we help women over 40 who are peri or postmenopausal in partnership with your doctor to lose weight for the last time through a sugar and flour free lifestyle, personalized meal plans, and powerful mindset coaching. If you're ready to experience real transformation, not just in your body, but in your mind and your spirit, with or without medications, my program is for you. So don't miss my upcoming masterclass. If you're interested in learning more about what I teach in my program, on July 3rd, I have a really exciting, brand new Healthy Real Food masterclass that I'm going to be hosting live on Zoom, where I'll teach you my exact 3-step success framework so that you can lose weight for the last time with the sugar and flour free lifestyle without calorie counting, fads, or relying on willpower. You'll learn exactly how to break free from food obsession and finally reach your goal weight in a sustainable way, whether you decide to approach this goal with or without medications. I can help you. So stay tuned and make sure you're signed up. You don't want to miss it. You can claim your free seat at healthyrealfood.com/masterclass to learn more about the new offer I created to help you to get off of the dieting roller coaster and achieve your goal body this year with the ideal support system. I can't wait to tell you about it. So remember, wherever you are in your journey, maintenance is not the end, it's the beginning. And just like the dishes or the laundry, your health journey is never actually done. But the goal isn't perfection, it's peace. And peace comes from progress, from owning your plan, from learning to love yourself through every phase of the transformation process. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to be unstoppable. You have to keep going. You never fail unless you quit. So don't give up just because you slip up. And whether you're in the weight loss phase, navigating maintenance, or considering new tools to support your health, this is your reminder to just keep that forward focus and love yourself now. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode encouraged you, inspired you, made you feel less alone, I would really be so grateful if you would help me to spread this message of hope by subscribing to the podcast, leaving a review, and sharing this episode with a friend who needs to hear it. And if you're not yet part of my coaching program, but have questions about anything I shared today, I invite you to sign up for a free 45-minute private coaching session with me, where we can discuss your unique situation, your health goals, and help you to navigate the challenges that you're facing. I love offering these free calls and hearing from you. I'd be so honored to help you however I can. Your dream life is on the other side of uncomfortable action. You can do this. And I'm so proud of you for showing up today. Thanks for listening today. If you enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love my coaching program. If you're struggling with your sugar and flour-free lifestyle and want to lose weight for the last time, I can help you. I guarantee that you achieve your goal body within a year, or I will coach you for free until you do. Just imagine living in your goal body and having peace with food. Your success is guaranteed. To learn more about how to get support, guidance, and accountability so you can find peace with food, achieve your goal body this year, and have more energy, visit www.healthyrealfood.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up for the upcoming free challenge to learn the success framework. And click the link to my schedule for a free 30-minute one-to-one coaching call so we can get you started on your success path. You have the power to create the life that you want. This is the year of you. I'm cheering you on. Now go win the day. You got this.